Well, it's time to get a bite on the Texas bucket list, and this week we're in beautiful downtown Bryan on a bit of a soggy day, but that's not going to get our spirits down because we're getting 3 incredible sandwiches at Zeitmans Grocery. Come on. Downtown Bryan is booming in the Brazos Valley. With an assortment of watering holes and restaurants, it's hard to pick just one. But if a grocery store with a bakery and deli is what you're into, Zeitmans Grocery is a great stop.
They're just good.
You can tell they're fresh.
It means a great deal to downtown Bryan.
I love downtown Bryan. The community is hyper-local. They support each other, which I think is amazing.
Blake Zeitman was born in Houston, but he spent his high school and college years in the Northeast. So what brought you to Bryan College Station?
My mom made the mistake of bringing me to a Texas A&M football game.
That'll do it, right?
And I had a bunch of friends that were here, and they were just like, dollar beers and beautiful women, and I was like, that sounds like a good deal to me. So
shh, don't tell people that stuff. This is our little secret around here. Except the dollar beers are gone.
Dollar beers are long gone.
He grew up Jewish, and that kept certain kinds of foods off his plate for a time being.
We didn't eat pork, we didn't eat shellfish. And then turned, 14 after my bar mitzvah. They let me do what I wanted to do, and I became a Texan. So I ate all the things.
Everything's on the menu.
Everything's on the menu now. So.
And what goes better with bacon than bread? At Zeitmans Grocery, you're in luck because Blake bakes everything in-house. From rye breads to bagels, it's a smorgasbord of buns.
I'm from New Jersey, and Philly was right across the way, so the fact that they have Philly cheesesteaks and good bagels, I am enthralled with it.
You heard that right too. Blake's sandwiches are what take this place to a whole nother level.
But we just amp them up a little bit.
They're tasty, they're delicious, they're hearty.
Well, Blake just didn't want to feature 1 or 2 sandwiches. He wanted 3 sandwiches.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to walk back to the office. Fortunately, the office is close to here.
You want to make a sandwich?
Yeah, let's make 3.
Okay, or 4. We can make 4.
Blake got started on a couple breakfast bagels and one of their signature Reubens.
This is a toasted sesame seed bagel that we make here in-house.
Perfect. Made this morning?
Made this morning.
Man. Once toasted, it gets smeared with smear.
Double whipped cream cheese right here.
Double whipped. How's it double whipped?
So we whip it,
and then you whip it
sit, and then we whip it real good. Second time.
A tomato slice and 1/3 pound of salmon swims right to the top. Good night.
Yeah, it's a massive portion of salmon.
Topped with red onions and capers. That's all she wrote. Sandwich number 1 completed. On to the Richie Rich. An onion bagel starts this one off. In the toaster.
And while we do the toasting, we're gonna do some cooking.
Okay.
We do like 7 pieces of extra thick cut real wood smoked bacon.
There's 7 pieces of bacon on this sandwich.
That's correct, 7.
I just want to make sure I heard that right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Lucky 7.
That's right.
This is not the dice table. This is a breakfast sandwich.
That's right, we're gonna go all out.
The eggs, Vermont cheddar, and bacon become a behemoth of a breakfast sandwich.
Egg pops, gets nice and runny.
Considering that's a hot breakfast sandwich, I guess I'll go ahead and take a bite of that one now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially with the egg dropping out. You gotta get egg when it's nice and yolky. All right, that looks ridiculous. This one is as messy as it looks. Oh man, the onion bagel is what makes that so good. Man, and you can taste the freshness in that bagel. That is awesome.
It's a guilty pleasure for sure.
Oh man, that does feel like you're sinning. And finally, the New York-sized Reuben, or excuse me, Texas-sized, starts with 3 slices of seeded rye and a silly amount of sauerkraut and Swiss. How many quarters of a pound of kraut is that?
It's about a 1/4 pound.
Yeah. Then comes the pastrami. That's cured in-house and smoked in-house.
This is a double-decker, man.
Woo.
And then we're gonna take our anti-Putin dressing.
Well, that's timely.
We're gonna stack this bad boy just like that.
Okay, thank you. That doesn't look daunting at all. Well, here we have the 2 other sandwiches here at Zeitman's Deli, and the first one, the Richie Rich, obviously incredible. So now we're gonna move on to the locks. First things first, the cream cheese obviously gets everywhere, but it is amazing cream cheese. The sesame bagel brings out so much flavor, but it's all about that salmon. Absolutely fantastic.
It's hard to find a lox bagel.
A sandwich with salmon on it might be a fish out of the water here in the Lone Star State, but you want to dive in for this one.
It's like smoky, you have the cream cheese, which is like just delicious, and all of it together, it just works.
On to the gigantic Reuben, our third sandwich on this trip of the Texas bucket list, but Blake just has that many amazing things to try here. Wow, I think I found my new best friend.
It's probably one of the best Reubens I've ever had.
I've had this sandwich in New York City, and this is better.
So I think you got the extra large Reuben. I always order the small sandwiches.
Okay. Normally I don't have to eat this much sandwich on camera, but we're just making sure we got it.
Made for Texans, yeah.
Well, if you're looking for a bountiful breakfast full of bacon or salmon, or just one of the most incredible Reuben sandwiches I've ever had, coming to downtown Bryan and trying Zeitman's Deli is definitely well worth a stop on the Texas bucket list. It's ridiculous.
Texas is a melting pot of cultures and people. We all came from somewhere, and we got here as quick as we could, and we're serving up great food the size of Texas palate.
It opens Texans up to a whole different realm of food. Again, I think it's incredible.